Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm an intuitive life coach and astrologist using astrology as a tool to help evolve the collective and to help people welcome. You're probably wondering why I have this on my head. It's because it's Scorpio season, and this video is about the new moon in Scorpio. And what does that mean for us? If you are interested, stay tuned and learn a little bit more. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. All right, let's get right into it. So the new moon in Scorpio is at 23 degrees. This is happening November 14th at 9:07 p.m. Now, Scorpio's about exposing the truth through deep involvements, okay? It penetrates the depths of life and the transparency and being honest and vulnerable, okay? The unbalanced energy would be hurtful and secretive and investigating and secretive and possessive and seeking to dominate the other, okay? So transformation is a major shift in our life from one energy to another. So at this degree, at 25, it's 23 degrees, it adds up to plus 3 equals 5, which is the number of change. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about the number 5, I did a 555 synchronicity video on my YouTube channel. Maybe I'll just put the link below so you can go right to it if you have any questions. We can tie all the pieces together. But we can change our ways, with this new moon. It's like the new start. Like if there's some shadow aspect that you don't like about yourself, or you're sick of the way that you've treated yourself or treated others, or have been not honest with ourselves, we have a chance to redeem ourselves and to start anew and to move away from the old and step into the new. So Scorpio is about dying daily. It's about I transform and transformation of our shadow, but we have to do the work. And the question is, what is the nature of this test that we're being asked? And I think it has a lot to do with balancing the masculine and feminine, because Venus is in Libra in its home, and Mars is opposing it in its home of Aries. So I'll get a little into that particular aspect later in this video. But it's not about slaying the dragon. It's about taming the dragon. Okay, it's understanding that we rise by kneeling and we gang by yielding. So in this new moon in Scorpio, this is about taking the steps towards self-mastery and self-empowerment by tackling things that undermine us or that take away our power, like addictions, okay, compulsive behaviors, debts, okay, large spendings maybe. Understand that changes and endings are necessary to our soul's growth. Work on learning to merge with another human being in an intimate level without feeling like we've lost ourselves. That is so important. That is such the Libra Aries polarity as well. Instead of assuming that others do or should see life the same way as we do, learn to try to understand why others don't share the same values. Seek to understand, then to be understood. And take the steps to manage and handle our shared resources with our partnerships in a more positive fashion. And then confronting the heavy emotional situations, recognizing that although they may be uncomfortable, these situations can lead us towards psychological healing. So with that being said, let's get right into the other parts of this chart. So Mars, the planet that has been retrograde this year, only retrogrades every 2.5 years, is finally direct. Yay! And is it opposing his feminine Venus? Okay, Mars is in his home sign of Aries, and Venus is in her own sign of Libra, so they're like super duper comfortable. This is a really good feeling for both the masculine and feminine. Now, we could choose what we do with it, right? But this ultimately is a very, very sexual aspect. There's sexual tension and a desire for physical connection. And it builds, so be mindful not to go balls to the wall with someone that is not on your level. It's not in your future. That is not what you want in your life, okay? For just the physical needs met, because you're ultimately gonna kick yourself in the butt. So be more mindful and a little picky before just diving in with some other energy, okay? Especially if you're coupled, or especially if you're trying to hold off for someone that's worth it and good for you, right? Because when we exchange energy, we're taking on those other people's energy when we share our bodies and ourselves with someone. So just keep that in mind, because on Monday is when wait, hold on, let me get this. So, yeah, so this aspect, okay, that's why I got confused. This aspect has started today, and I'm recording this on the 7th. And the exact Venus and Mars opposition is the 9th. So it's not the strongest on the new moon, which is the 14th, but Monday the 9th is very strong, and the moon moves into Virgo. Yes. And so we're asking ourselves, like, is this what we want? What conspired that weekend of the 7th and the 8th, is this what we want? And then the 14th is Saturday. This is the new moon. Okay, so now that we know what we want, we know how we felt. If we held off and we did something new, or we continued to do the same thing again and repeat this cycle and feeling shitty, by the time this new moon, it's giving us a chance to transmute that darker energy that's within and make a choice to move forward in a new way. Okay. With Mars being in Aries, we're feeling powered up and ready to go. We want change for sure. We've been waiting a long time. It feels like Mars has been retrograde forever. And with the coronavirus and everything, just really slowing everything down from moving forward. We will start moving forward in that process, and we won't let really anything get in our way. We're really, as a collective, feeling ready to move forward. And, my intuition and looking at the charts, we are having another corona spike in the US, and we most likely will have another economic shutdown around like after Christmas. So just be mindful and try to get as much as you can done now while things are open and moving forward, and preparing for the next shutdown, because now we know how it felt back in March when there was a shutdown. Let's prepare. It's better to prepare than prepare, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. So Venus is exactly square to Pluto. That's and the gang of planets in Capricorn. Okay. Venus being in Libra is giving us a desire for partnerships. And we don't really want to be alone right now, especially like it's fall. It's like we're going into winter. It's actually really cold today. We're wanting to connect with another. We're desiring to surround ourselves with beauty, not only beautiful people, but beautiful things. So with that being said, be mindful of compromising yourself and your values just to not be alone, right? It's, to me, no company's better than bad company. So just be mindful of those tendencies as well. Jupiter and Pluto and Pallas is exactly conjuncting, as well for this new moon, along with Pluto. And Ceres just moved into Pisces at 0 degrees. Now, the divine feminine is at work. She is taking her power back away from that dark feminine and that dark masculine. Very similar to if you've seen Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn, the feminine that was just abused and mistreated by the masculine, and the masculine was creating more darkness because the feminine didn't stand in her power, take her power back. Okay. So when the feminine was awakened to her unity consciousness with the feminine energy and the other women, they took their power back and they overcame that dark masculine that was trying to hold them down. And the masculine that took the feminine for granted now was gone. So just like that woman that was a police officer, and she knew what she was doing. She had that feminine energy, that woman intuition, and she was really good at her job, but she never got the credit that she deserved. So what did she do? She went off on her own and she created her own tackling the darkness in her own way that's not restricted to laws and rules and masculine energy, that of Saturn. She went balls to the wall in Jupiter energy, and she was successful at doing that. And she joined up with the other feminine energy. So that's a little bit of this energy too. But with Ceres being, she's more of like the nurturing earth mother that just went into Pisces. And she's going to be more connected to the collective. She's going to feel that. Like, I think all of us on some level is really going to feel that nurturing Pisces energy in this new moon. This moon cycle is raising the one's awareness and unity of the feminine energy. You could be a man or a woman in the physical and still hold masculine and feminine energy. So I'm not talking about man and woman. I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy within, which one goes and one receives. Okay. This like action-based masculine and this receptive energy. Okay. So we're balancing these two. And also from the past and what we were taught in the old world as well. Like, just because you're a man, you have to take on this masculine energy. And because you're a woman, you have to be, quiet and meek. So this is all transforming, because my generation is the Pluto and Libra generation. And we are changing, the Exennials are changing this dynamic, and some of the other generations, because Pluto stays in a sign for a long time. Uranus, however, was only there. Uranus was in Scorpio. Okay. And that's activating. This new moon is actually activating the Uranus for those that were born in 2000 or 1980 and 1981. It should be on their Uranus, which is wanting to break free and of our conditioning, and wanting to break free of like being held down. Okay. And I'll get more into that a little later, but this feminine energy. Okay. So Pallas is conjunct Jupiter, and she's getting the support that she needs from her father. Okay. To come up with a plan. Pallas is about strategic. So we are coming up like more of a strategic plan on how we're going to get the change that we want to experience in the world. And we're seeing clearly where we're headed and how to prepare for the blocks in the 3D and the restrictions of Saturn. Dismantling of the old world continues, and we will be feeling it unravel as the new moon works behind the scenes. Okay, so there's a lot of feminine energy that is going to want to be battling this kind of dark masculine in this 3D reality. We need more of that feminine energy, giving the unconditional love and support, but also standing firm in our beliefs and taking our power back, not being mistreated and used. Okay, so Mercury is flying forward. Yes. Okay, Mercury retrograde is over and is moving back through the Scorpio. Let me just, do I have that ephemeris? All right, let's see. Mercury. So Mercury's around 3 degrees of Scorpio. Okay, so where it was in around October 1st. Okay, so it's still in shadow. And we won't be seeing any new energy from Mercury until around the 20th, 21st of November. So in this, we're moving over some already treaded territory in Scorpio. Okay. So we're investigating not only ourselves, but what this 3D matrix and old system is all about. We're looking at the hidden taboo and secrets that are being revealed. And we're going to see a lot too on media, TV, because Mercury and Neptune rule that area. Neptune is trining over, it looks like to Juno, which is Jupiter's wife. Wow. And it's sextiling over, not too much, but sextiling over to all these little planets and big planets in Capricorn. So there is an opportunity opening up. Yeah, I feel it for sure. So Mercury is opposite Uranus with all the planets starting to fly forward, make you feel like you're kind of shaken up, like you shook up a champagne bottle and you opened it. Yeah. So that speed in which things are moving can create a lot of nervous energy. So just be mindful of that with Mercury. Anything with Uranus is always like going to kind of mess with our nervous system. So like anxiety or just a lot of like nervous energy. So doing physical activities are always good for that. People will be discussing the hidden things and how they think that it will affect their future in the value systems, which are changing as well. My generation though, like if you're born 1980 or early 81, this new moon is definitely, we're going to be experiencing some big shifts and transformation and the awareness of polarity of the masculine and feminine. But those have like Uranus and Scorpio demand to confront life at its deepest and most meaningful levels. Very compulsive and obsessive in our approach to everything. We will avoid anything that is casual and superficial, usually when it comes to relationships. You will seek out and explore new methods of healing as well as different ways to deal with the deep-seated emotional problems. We all have our Pluto in Libra, making those radical changes in partnerships and interpersonal relationships, like I was saying. So, yeah, so I'm an exennial, so I'm born in between the worlds. So I was like raised old world, but then like I've been figuring things out in the new world since like high school. The exennials are like hybrids, right? My generation is ready for change and we are sick of seeing the split. And it's our time to step up. This moon is a new start and our awakening of our own power to help ascend into the unity consciousness. If we are in any relationships that aren't serving our higher good, or we're not bonding to, shifting those old dynamics of control, breaking free from bondage, from systems of government and control, jobs that we hate, unhealthy partnerships, and marriages, because we are the Pluto Libra generation, and our romantic relationships, we are done. So, with that being said, let me take a sip. So, those that are 3940, this is a pretty big change for us. The rest of the collective as well. But another thing was Scorpio's card in the tarot is the Death card. And this is always so scary when people get this, but it's because they just don't know tarot and the transformation. So if you even think about the hero's journey, right? And like an evolution of a character, they start off their journey and then they have, you know, mentors, people to help them. And then they go through this transformation, this death. So that's what Scorpio is the death. And then the rebirth is Sagittarius. We're coming out. We're being enlightened to a new view or a new path or a new person, right? You're transformed. So that comes after the death. But you must have an ending or a death in order to change. So this could pertain, depending on where it is in your chart, is a closing of a door, okay? Maybe a job or a relationship, but bringing something to a close or an ending, going through the transformation, changing the status, moving from the known to the unknown, and eliminating the excess, okay? So cutting out what isn't necessary, shedding old attitudes, old thoughts, old behaviors, and then being in the path of sweeping change, being caught up in the inescapable, going through what cannot be avoided, because we're riding on our fate right now. Like, shit's really changing. We're entering the age of Aquarius, and there's like this dying of an old world that we got so used to. And when we're used to something, we necessarily do not like change. Some of us do, because it evolves and grows our soul, but some don't, and most don't. You know, it's like everyone wants to be the one that knows, you know, knows everything, right? Everyone wants to be the boss or wants to be the expert. That's the word I was looking for, expert. Everyone wants to be the expert. And the second that they have to be a student, it makes people feel so dumb or something, or it fucks their ego up. But look at it in a way of put your ego aside, that masculine, and let that feminine receive information, receive new knowledge, and grow and learn and evolve and try something new, try something that you've never done before. So if your MO is just to act on your physical desires and instincts, do something new and reserve that. And that energy will eventually pass. And you've just created some value in your life. You valued yourself and you valued the other person, especially if you weren't in it to win it, you know? So, yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to say in this video for the new moon in Scorpio that's happening on November 14th. I could pull a card. That might be fun. Let's see. Which one? Alice in Wonderland? That sounds good. I'll do Alice in Wonderland. All right. The new moon in Scorpio for the collective reading. Right. Too many popped out. Follow the white rabbit. Card number 3. Yeah, card number 3. I also have the 333 video. Oh my God, look at my ratchet fingernails. Gotta paint those. What we got, y'all? Follow the right rabbit. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of his waistcoat pocket and looked at it and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet, for it lashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to be taken out of it. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it and was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hinge. Something out of the ordinary is happening nearly all the time. Most days, if you are aware, awake, and ready for an adventure, there will be an opportunity to change your life. But for this to take place, you must follow the white rabbit. You must go after what it is that excites you, inspires you, and entices you. The white rabbit does not go to Alice and ask her to accompany him. It is up to her to notice what is taking place. She does not think about what to do, nor discuss, sit, or ponder. If she had done so, the opportunity of entering Wonderland would have been lost, perhaps forever. Overthinking, people. That's the Virgo. When Alice sees how strange and extraordinary this rabbit is, she leaps to her feet and she runs. She engages with the opportunity and goes after it. When this card comes, you are being advised that something interesting is about to happen. And when it happens, be ready to go after it with all of your passion, all of your might, and without hesitation. Be awake and aware. Wonder at what will happen next. And when the extraordinary takes place at the heart of the ordinary world, be ready to leap to your feet and run towards the enchantment adventure. So the deviation for this card is a wondrous opportunity is going to break through ordinary reality and give you the chance to change the world and your perception forever. Well, that's very appropriate. I love when the cards speak the truth of the transit. So thank you for joining and thank you for liking and sharing my videos. I completely appreciate you guys for supporting me. And yeah, I'm super excited. So stay mindful, stay awake, and stay classy. Why not? All right, peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach.